Like you said, there are a lot of community-based organizations out here that do help our clients, and they are
Yeah,
great, and we rely on them. They are the backbone of what nonprofits do. But
yeah,
there is a missing piece to that where we do need these beds to get our clients to have some mental healing and just some
yeah.
clarity on what their next step is going to be.
Hey, welcome to Grow Healthy, Help People, the podcast that Accordus puts out, talking to nonprofit leaders, people that are leading in this space. And glad to have Alan today from First Rest Foundation. Alan, how's your day going?
It's going great. Thank you for asking, Shay. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, glad to be here talking with you. So you're in the San Antonio area, is that right?
Yes, sir. Born and raised, San Antonio area.
Yeah, and as you and I've gotten to know each other, you've mentioned that you don't just work with First Rest Foundation, but you have a long history and background in services, social services. Tell us a little bit of how you got into the business, if you will, the business of caring for people, particularly people that you don't know, that you've never met, that you're just being contacted with, and your job, your day to day is how do I care for these people? So how did you get into this line of work?
I mean, it's something I hold near and dear to my heart. Growing up in an underserved population myself,
Yeah,
it's something that I've been wanting to give back to my community. Going back to school, being a first generation student, and now I'm working in a nonprofit sector. Um, it's something that I hold close to my heart. That I know there's a need out there, and personal experiences
yeah.
and working with the nonprofit I work with right now, aside from First Rest Foundation.
Yeah, that's great. So, early life was challenging, I understand. What were some of the joys of early life for you? Like, what were the things that you loved doing in your early years that you look back on?
I was born in the 1900s, so
Old man like me. Yeah, right.
yeah, and before the cell phone era came in, we would run around the neighborhood, ride our bikes, drink from the water hose. I remember those good times, scraping our knees. We were outdoors, and It's a lot has changed. So that's one of the great things I remember vividly about my childhood
Hmm.
is being very active out there in the community.
Yeah, that's great. And then the communities you serve now. I want to talk about First Rest Foundation, but the communities you serve now. These are people that are in tough spots in life. And are you doing more like social work kind of work in your other jobs, or what is your day to day looking like in the social space that you serve individuals there?
Right now, in my professional life, I work with the adult education and employment services. So I do work closely with the underserved population, homeless in Bear County. So with First Rest Foundation, we are planning on adding social services, group counseling, and all of that. But right now, our main focus is providing our clients with the beds and bedding to help them, transition out of homelessness. But yeah, nothing one on one just yet outside of my professional. But with First Rest, we are aiming to get to that point as well.
Awesome. So as you and I have been talking, you mentioned that people there's a lot of services that are available, but the services don't always make sense necessarily. So there's one organization that's helping people do get food, and another one that's helping them get clothes on their back, and then another one that helps them get some kind of shelter or a home or an apartment. And you mentioned that you guys can be there serving them and helping them and excited that they're getting a key to an apartment where they're going to live that's going to have a certain amount of subsidy that's going to help them live there. But then on night one, what does their life look like usually when they move into that apartment?
From my experience working with clients when we transition them out of homelessness from the shelters, being displaced, fleeing domestic violence or natural disasters, we get them connected to an apartment in my professional job. And with that, we hand them the keys and we say, "Here's your apartment. Congratulations." But when that door closes, the apartment is empty. There's no bed to lay on. They're back to laying back on the floor, or even resorting to going into the dumpsters, pulling out beds or anything that's very unsanitary and may have some type of health issues with that as well. So there is a disparity when it comes to providing beds because like you said, there are a lot of community-based organizations out here that do help our clients, and they are great, and we rely on them. They are the backbone of what nonprofits do, but there is a missing piece to that where we do need these beds to get our clients to have some mental healing and just some clarity on what their next step is going to be.
So as you're getting these clients, these people that you're serving, you're getting them a bed the first night. You're getting the basic necessities: a bed, a blanket, somewhere to sleep the first night in their place that they've been provided. Who is helping you get these beds? Are there organizations? Are there furniture stores? Are you raising money and buying them full market price, or where are you getting these resources from?
We currently have a partnership. Well, let's say MOU with a mattress firm. They have a non-profit profit sector as well that helps us support. So these beds are discounted, and the beauty of that is they deliver, they set it up, and if they have any old beds that they got out of the dumpster, they'll discard those as well. As far as funding, I have been attempting to reach out to other organizations or foundations that can help us. So we're waiting on a couple of grants, but for the most part it's just myself and the board members raising money to get a bed here and there. But I will tell you this: the need is out there. We are getting calls left and right, emails, and it's just the funding is kind of been on hold right now. But I figure once that grant comes in or something of a major blessing, it's just going to take off, and that's all we're waiting on right now.
Where could you see First Dress Foundation being 3 years from now? What is your hope, your goal?
Well, 3 years from now, I do want to add a lot of wraparound services, and in addition to providing the bed for, mental health, I do want to check in with the clients, case management services, group counseling. Right now, we do offer food distributions, and that is more just to get the word out in the neighborhood, let them know we're there. We have one coming up in March 28th. That's our second one there. But yeah, I see it growing in the sense of job fairs. You know, I want it to be centralized on providing the bedding, but also, like I said, adding the wraparound services as well. I feel that these are intricate parts that are needed in the community that, although our other community-based organizations offer them, I just want to provide as much as I can in our organization.
Yeah, that's great. So, how is it leading a small nonprofit when the team is incredibly small, the donor base is small? How is it leading that day to day on top of your other life responsibilities, your other jobs, everything you have going on?
That's a great question. It can be very challenging. I I did a capstone for my master's in nonprofit management at Our Lady of the Lake University, and I kind of put that on the back burner, and I said, you know what, I have this degree. Let me do something with it. There's a need here, so putting two and two together. And to start off, it's been very challenging. It's from starting from the beginning to getting the word out there. It has been, and juggling everyday life and doing this and that. But I have a great team behind me that is very
Yeah.
supportive. One of the uh, best things is that I got, some a friend of mine was like, "Hey, I went into Goodwill the other day and I saw one of your flyers," and I'm like, "Wow, the word is spreading." So, although it's stepping stones, I feel that ultimately we'll get there.
Yeah, that's great. And if people want to learn more, they can visit firstrestfoundation.com. Is that right?
Yes, sir. www.firstrestfoundation.com.
That's great. And if as you're growing the organization, there'll be more and more materials there. People can reach out to you. If people want to donate, they can donate on the website. I'm certain there. And as
Yeah.
others are thinking about starting nonprofits like you have, Alan, There's a lot of moving pieces. And of course, our company, what we do is we're a back office for lots of great nonprofits and ministries. So anybody watching this podcast, if you need support in the back end to help get everything set up like Alan is doing with First Rest Foundation, reach out to me. I'll put my information on the closing slide of this podcast also. Alan, it's been great talking with you today. You're doing good work. I appreciate you jumping in and figuring that out one day at a time. And best of luck as you continue serving the people there in San Antonio and around Texas. Have a good day.
Thank you, Shae. I appreciate your time. Have a good day as well.